Welcome everybody, I'm Gold Leader, I'm joined by Patronus. We are home-based games, and we're bringing you HeroQuest The Card Game, How to Play Part 2.
Right, exactly, the better version.
Revised edition. So I think we were probably one of the first people to post a How to Play HeroQuest The Card Game video to YouTube.
Which wasn't necessarily a how to play, it was more of a, hey, let's unbox this awesome game and try to jam some stuff together.
Yeah, so literally what happened was we were at home, the doorbell rang, we went upstairs. And,
we're super excited.
And it's like, oh my gosh, it's HeroQuest The Card Game.
Yeah.
Let's open the box right now and record.
Yep.
We didn't read any rules. It was reality television.
Yep.
It arrived on our doorstep. Within 10 minutes, we had the camera set up, the lights, and we were ready to go. And we read the rules for the first time on camera in front of everybody, so it's a little bit awkward. And we definitely think we played the game wrong, now that we've played it a few times and went through all the rules. But to be fair, the rule book is awful.
It's really bad.
There's actually, I'm pretty sure there's almost like sections that were forgot to be put in this rule book.
Yeah. And a lot of the instructions are also incredibly unclear.
So if you go, this is the rule book. It's simply just a pamphlet that you open.
Really just almost
front and
one
back,
page.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's literally one page front and back. So we're going to go through how we think you should play based on just us playing the game more frequently and watching other people play. I think everyone's kind of on the same consensus on how you should play the game, but until we actually get rules from Hasbro, we don't actually know. It's just our best guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go through the components, how to play a quick game, and this video will be a much better one than the last one because we kind of know what we're doing. So object of the game is to escape the dungeon.
Yeah, escape our dungeon.
So this token right here comes with the game. This is your dungeon exit token.
Mm-hmm.
When you play a game, you're going to choose a number of cards based on the number of heroes in the game. So for 2 heroes, 25 cards. For 3 heroes, you're going to do 35 cards. And for 4 heroes, you're going to do 45 cards.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing, you could play this game solo, and you could play with 2 heroes, or you could play like we're doing 2 players, each playing 1. It's kind of up to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
It
is always nice to be able to have the opportunity to play by yourself.
Yeah. So it's super cool. Last time when we did it, we did we actually did the wizard, and we did the dwarf.
Oh.
So this time we are just going to do the barbarian and the elf.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just toss them up here real quick. We're going to go over these in greater detail to explain how to play the game. All these hero cards are actually double-sided.
Mm-hmm.
So they are male on one side, female on the other, just like a typical role-playing game. When you create a character, you can pick between male or female. The new HeroQuest game is also giving you that option with male and female figures and cards, which is super cool.
100%.
Super done with that.
I think it's great. And the artwork that they've done is also from the re-release of the new game, and it looks awesome.
Yep.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, and so the object is essentially to reveal the dungeon exit. And when you have defeated all the cards, basically taking every card and either removing them from play or getting them out of your hand, getting to the discard pile, you win.
Correct.
So once you reveal the exit to get out, you actually have to get rid of all the cards.
Correct.
That's the whole point of the game. So how do we do that? There are 3 phases to the game. There is play a card, take 1 action,
And then you finish your turn by drawing a card.
And finish your turn by drawing another card. Those are your 3 phases. In order to play a card, we have to talk about the 3 types of cards in the game. And this is where our confusion came in.
Yeah.
So, in the rule book, it says on your turn, select a card from your hand, play it on the dungeon floor. So the dungeon floor is essentially just an area of the table that you designate to play cards.
Yep.
And it says that all these cards you put in that area. Except the first cards, well, let's start with the first cards. First cards are gray cards. They are these cards with all the symbols on them. They are threat cards.
Mm-hmm.
Threat cards look like the dungeon tiles that you would actually see, like the dungeon floor
Yeah, from
that
the
you would
board.
see from the original board game. And those symbols are pretty recognizable. They are very similar to the symbols of the monsters in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll even just drop real quick.
Yep, you get this little handy guide.
All of the different types of threat that you could encounter from those cards.
Yep. So there's all the different monsters. There's magic. And then there is the door symbol, which you can see here, which means that you have to draw another encounter card, which is...
Yes. Just draw and resolve.
Draw and resolve another card and put it into the dungeon floor.
Yep. Sometimes that can be really bad.
Yep, for sure. So these cards, based on the rulebook, are called threat cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first type of card. When you play them, they go into the dungeon floor.
Correct.
Okay? The second type of card is these red cards, which are threat cards.
Wound.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Wound cards.
Yep.
I said threat.
Yep, you're good.
They are wound cards, and you can tell that they're wounds because A, they're red, and B, they have that wound skull.
Yeah, that's kind of the designated symbol for damage and or wound throughout all of it.
Yeah, the only difference in this game, the wounds are red as opposed to the original HeroQuest, they were black with a white skull.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a wound.
Yep.
The difference between these cards is in the rulebook, it explicitly states that when you play a wound, wounds do not go to the dungeon floor. They're actually played on specific heroes.
Correct. They're essentially assigned to particular heroes.
Yeah, so if I were going to play this wound, I would play it on the elf.
Correct.
They also have effects. Like Tempest says, when you play this card, you skip your action. So
Correct.
I'm the one playing the card. I'll skip my action, but I can put that card on either the elf or myself.
Correct.
And probably put it on the elf. We'll explain why later. So that's the second type of card. So we got threats, we got wounds. Third type of card, we think these are called beneficial action cards.
We say we think.
Because by process of elimination. On the first page of the rulebook, it tells you that there are threat, wound, or beneficial action cards. It does say that you play all of these cards onto the dungeon floor. But, which you'll see in our first video, that's what we did.
Right. And we realized
We said that can't be right.
it can't.
It's just
it's
because
just too strong.
These cards would be too good, because basically if I played them on the dungeon floor, they would only go away if we had met a threat threshold, which
Correct.
I'll explain right now. But those are the third type of card. We don't know exactly how they work. We're going to play them in a specific way.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play these cards as one-time use. When you play the card in step one, we're going to play it, we're going to do what the card says, and then we're going to get rid of it.
Correct.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in the discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
So the threat cards, we showed you them. They have threat symbols. When you start to build up cards that you haven't defeated, these cards are going to build up in your dungeon floor.
Yep.
And anytime you get 3 symbols that are the same icon, threat icon, what happens is you lose the round.
Correct. And these symbols also can sometimes appear on wound cards as well. So any cards on the table that show that icon count towards that threat
So yeah, here would be an example. So let's say there was this situation. We have 3 of the Chaos or Dread Warrior symbol.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 3 threat.
Yep.
What would happen is we would take the cards on the dungeon floor, we would shuffle them into the deck, then each hero would suffer one of these wound tokens.
Correct.
These tokens are worse than wound cards because tokens cannot be healed by the basic heal action.
Yes.
Only the cards can be.
Correct.
These have to be healed another way.
Yep.
So that is basically the gist of how all of the cards work.
Correct.
Except we're not sure about these. We're kind of guessing. It's
our best guess, and it
makes-
does make the game much more challenging.
much
and
more challenging,
enjoyable.
and it makes it just seems a little more logical.
Mm-hmm.
It is just a little bit confusing when you go through the rules because it does say that you select a card from your hand, you place it on the dungeon floor, and it says the types of cards. But
and they seem to be labeled beneficial action cards, in which case you would think You do it during your action step.
Right.
It's all very confusing. But we're going to play it. You'll see how we play it. I think the way that we're going to play it is just better and it makes more sense.
Yeah,
it's
and
more
other
logical.
people I think have posted videos playing it this way as well. I haven't watched them, but I think that's what they do. The rule book, just for whatever reason, there's a section for threat cards and there's a section for wound cards, but there's no section for the beneficial action cards. So I almost feel like they just forgot it somehow.
Quite possibly.
So now that we've gone through step 1, talking about how all the cards are that you can play, step 2 is take an action. Very simple. There are 3 types of actions. You can do a basic attack action. The way you do that is, let's take some random threat. So there's 1. All right, so we're going to put 2 random threat cards out there. It's the barbarian's turn, and he wants to take a basic attack. We're going to put his card up here. All characters, all heroes in this game have the same attack dice. Unlike the board game, where your attack dice are based on
your stats and gear.
Your stats and your gear. Yeah. You know, the barbarian starts with 3. No, everyone has 2. There are cards that can boost it, like the broadsword can boost your attack by 1. Everyone rolls 2 dice. The way the heroes are differentiated, since it's not stat-based, is their strengths and weaknesses of their attacks and their heals on their card.
Correct.
So the barbarian is very good at defeating the Dread Warrior symbol, because he only needs 1 skull. And he's very good at the melee attack symbol. So he could actually go at either one of these cards. All he has to do is roll 2 dice. If he gets a skull, he would defeat either one. And you have to choose which one you're going to attack. So if I chose this one, I would defeat it. If I chose that one, I'd defeat the card.
Correct.
Defeat it, it goes to the discard pile. And that was my hero's action for the turn.
Now, if you look in comparison, the elf only needs 1 skull against undead. Every other type of threat, he needs both skulls to hit on each of the die.
And that's where the strategy comes in. Like, this dungeon floor is a shared pool of cards. So if I'm the barbarian, I want to go at the card that's easier for me to kill, leaving the mummy or undead to go for her, because it's easier for her to kill.
Exactly. The only other thing that the elf is a little bit better at is actually healing, which is the next action we'll talk about. To heal, the elf only requires 1 successful result, which in that particular die roll is a white shield.
Yep, so you would just roll, and this elf would have failed.
Yeah, this elf would have failed, because that's
2 skulls.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So and that's where I was talking about where you place wounds kind of matter. So if I were to place a wound on an elf, the elf only needs 1 white shield to heal it. It's much easier for the elf to do that. If I place it on the barbarian,
he needs 2.
He needs 2.
He has to hit 100%.
The win condition for the heroes, we said, is to escape the dungeon floor.
Right.
But the lose condition, or the win condition for the dungeon,
for the game,
is to deal either hero 4 wounds. And it doesn't matter if it's a combination of wound tokens or wound cards. If either hero at any point has 4 wounds, the game's over. You've lost. Your party died in the dungeon, and they did not escape.
Correct.
So it's important to manage those wounds. You want to be putting them on the other characters that could heal, but you got to spread it out if you could get damaged.
Exactly.
So if you ever get those 3 symbols, remember that's where these wound tokens come in, and it could also damage you. So
correct. So speaking of healing actions, the way you heal is very similar to the way you attack. You're just declaring that you're going to attempt to heal yourself. You roll the 2 dice, and then check your results against your player board to see whether or not you successfully heal 1 wound from the card.
So my sad barbarian would need 2 white shields, so it's pretty hard for him to heal. But okay, last action is probably the most powerful action, but it's also a little bit random, is the search for treasure.
Yep.
So search for treasure, on your card it's a little confusing, but your search for treasure action, each hero rolls 2 dice. As long as that hero does not roll the black shield result, it is a success. So both of your dice can be any combination of skull or white shield, but if you get the black shield, it's over.
Correct.
So you just don't want to roll that.
Yep.
When you succeed, what happens is there's 6 I'm going to take him down. There are 6 tokens in the game that are treasure tokens. On one side is one of the threat symbols. On the other side is a treasure chest. When you play the game, you're going to flip them all over to the treasure chest side. You would, so like this.
If you successfully search.
Yep, like that roll,
Yep.
I was successful.
Yep.
I would flip them all over. I'd randomly choose one. Fireball. I would remove all the threat cards that had the fireball symbol, which in this situation would be
0.
none.
Right.
So even though I succeeded, I didn't do anything. But if I would have got this symbol, I would have got rid of the mummy.
Correct.
So that's how those work. And what makes this a really powerful action is you can kind of time when you do it. Like you set it up in such a way that, you know, say you have, like this would be an amazing time to do it, right? There's 3 cards.
One of each symbol.
You can't fail.
Yeah, you can't miss.
And there are some times where you're like, I've had 4 cards out here where I've had 2 of each symbol. And then it's like, oh man, you can't fail and you can remove at least 2 cards because this will remove each one that matches the symbol.
Right, exactly.
Super good.
Yep. It can be.
Yep. And then it could also be super fail if you roll bad. So one thing I will say that they did a really amazing job with this game is all the feel bads of rolling bad in HeroQuest.
Yeah, they persist.
If you've ever played HeroQuest, you know that sometimes you're just at the mercy of the dice.
Yeah.
But if you play HeroQuest and like it, you accept it.
You're okay with it.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Part of the game is just rolling bad. There's nothing more feels bad than having to go help your party and all you do is roll snake eyes for movement and you just can't even, get it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just the ultimate feel bad.
Yeah. Just the worst. It's like, oh, I apparently am dragging my sword behind me.
So those are our 3 actions. The last step is simply you're drawing another card from the deck.
To refill your hand. Yep.
So we are going to shuffle up here. We'll start a game. We're going to put in all these cards.
Yep.
And also, if you have a question, they do make sleeves for this size game.
Yep.
They are, I think it's 64 millimeters. No, 54 millimeters by 80.
That sounds about right. It's the Catan size sleeves.
If you play Settlers of Catan, it's the same size. A lot of the sleeves will actually say for us.
Catan.
The sleeves that I bought actually said on there for Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, well, for the most popular board game for non-gamers, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's a pretty Settlers of Catan is a pretty huge board game.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And they work real nice. I think I just got the Ultra Pros. They were like $4, $3.
Yeah. But you do have to shuffle a lot, so it's worth.
And
we always think it's worth sleeves.
There's definitely more than 50 cards, so I had to buy 2 packs.
Oh, okay.
So, which is interesting because
so then you're never playing with the whole deck.
You're never playing with the whole deck.
Interesting.
So it kind of keeps it fresh when you're playing.
That's fair.
Which I have no issues with that.
No, not at all. That's fine.
It is weird. There's only I think 5 or 6 of the beneficial action cards, so they're quite rare. There is a chance when you play
that you might not get them.
You might just not get any, and that stinks because you'll see the one thing about playing the beneficial actions, even doing it the way we're going to do it now, is that the nice thing is it's like a turn off. You're not playing a bad card,
right?
Because every turn you're basically playing a wound or a threat.
Correct. Yeah, that's a fair way of putting it.
This is not the world's greatest game, but you know what? It's better than I originally thought. Yes. It's a really fast, fun, silly game. You can play this with anybody. Like they don't have to know HeroQuest. They don't have to know young kids.
Yes, anybody could play this.
And as you'll see, it's a very quick game. All right, so we're
we'll
shuffled
load up
up.
Our dungeon door here.
So we need 2 heroes, 25 cards. So.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. There you go. There's
25. So all these cards not being used.
Yep.
All right, and then we each get 2. So 2 for you, 2 for me, and we can play face up because we are cooperative.
Yep.
All right.
Alrighty. You want to go first?
Sure.
Barbarian?
So I've just got a summon undead, which is a wound, and I've got a threat.
Yep.
I want to play the threat because I want to be able to use my action to at least attack something. So I'm going to put this threat into the dungeon floor.
Sure.
It's melee. My melee only requires 1 skull. So let's roll. And we got a skull.
Yep, got one.
So we are going to defeat this card. It's going to go in the discard pile.
Yep.
And that's my turn because I'm just going to draw a card.
There you go.
Which I'm going to have to wound next turn.
Yeah, so then
So you should play a
maybe
threat.
I just play a threat because of that.
Yep.
I will attempt to attack it. Regardless, I need 2 dice. I need 2 skulls to hit, which I did not make. So I do not defeat this.
Yep.
So draw a card. Nasty cards.
Okay. So it's my turn.
Yep.
So I have a sleep card that says, you may not play a card from your hand. You must instead play a card from the top of the dungeon deck.
Oh, that's a good time to play it now, though. Because we're only going to have the 1 card.
Yeah.
So I'd just play that on me now.
I'm going to play it on the elf.
Yep.
Because it's easier for the elf to heal than the
Correct.
barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to attack. And orc is 2 skulls. And traps, hazards are 2 skulls. So
you need 2 regardless.
Let's go roll it an orc.
Okay. Nope.
1 skull. Fail. I'm going to draw a new card.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm done.
Okay, so my wound tells me that I cannot play cards from my hand. Instead, I have to reveal random dungeon cards. This is getting put into play. Ooh, right. And I am actually going to attempt to heal myself as my action. So I only need 1 white shield result to be successful.
Got it.
I got it. All right, so that gets removed.
Okay. So it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to attack the Chaos Warrior. Or Dread Warrior.
Oh, well, I guess... Do I still draw a card? Would I have 3? That's a weird...
Wait, what's your question?
Would I actually still draw a card and end up with 3 cards in my hand, quote unquote?
You may not play a card from your hand. You must instead play... No, because you defeated this card. You defeated the card before you drew. Oh, yeah, so you would draw. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think I still have to draw a card.
Yeah, agreed.
There's nothing that tells me I shouldn't.
Well, let's consort the horrid rule book and see if it matters.
I'm sure it's
and
not
this
in
is why we got confused. Step 3. After your action phase is completed, draw 1 or more cards from the dungeon deck so that you have 2 cards in hand. Your turn is over, so no.
All right.
Because you can only have 2 cards.
Only have 2 cards. Okay, hand size 2. There we go. Hey, the rule book actually answered a question. That's like the first time that's happened in a while.
As bad as it can. I mean, yeah, it's not the greatest. It just says, so you have 2 cards. It doesn't say, so you have exactly 2 cards. It just says, so you have 2 cards.
Well, because when you get to the end,
yeah,
you're not going to have 2.
Right.
But that's still a weird way. They should say max hand size 2.
Very simple, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what they should say.
So Barbarian's going to go.
Yes.
He has to play a card.
He does.
And I think I'm going to play a wound.
Sure. That's fine.
Just a simple, because
it's a different symbol,
It's a different symbol than when we got here.
Yep. And I can't really do anything against these right now. So.
And I'm going to go with the Chaos Dread Warrior.
Yep.
Ooh,
you failed.
All right.
All right.
And then I'm going to draw a card.
That was this result.
Yep, not
Alrighty.
good. Black shield and white shield.
Okay, my turn. So I'm going to also play a wound because I don't want to play it and reveal. That will trigger our, that would be 3 hazard symbols.
Yep.
So during your action phase, you cannot attack, only heal and search for treasure, which is fine because I'm just going to try to heal anyway.
Yep.
And honestly, I'll just work on... I might even just work on the one that I'm playing because you don't have any mummy symbols coming up anyway. So it just gives me a little more freedom to be able to attack things if I need to. And I have 1 white shield, which is what I needed. So this is removed.
Okay.
Draw a card. Go ahead.
All right, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play a card. And this is 2 symbols, but this is okay.
Yep.
I'm going to go at this still.
Yep, I agree.
All right, 2 skulls.
2
Goodbye.
skulls.
Then I'm going to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
And I am done.
You're done. I am going to play this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to attack it.
Yep.
I only need 1 skull, which I didn't get.
Bad.
Yep.
Okay.
Draw.
So for
Wandering
me...
Monster. I haven't seen this one yet. Return a random card from the discard pile back to the dungeon.
Oh boy. And you're going to have to play it?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
yes, I will actually.
You'll have to play it if I play this.
Yeah, I will.
You know what? This might be
You might just load me up
the
with wounds.
perfect time for a search for treasure action.
Yeah, we've got
Everything but the Chaos Warrior.
Yeah, and only the melee has a singular result. Everything else is 2.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for search for treasure.
Okay.
Oh.
No black shields.
No black shields, so we are okay.
Okay.
And
I did mix them up.
Fireball. All right.
So that hits these 2 cards.
Yep. So this is now gone, so we can't use that anymore.
Yep. So we'll just leave that like that.
And I will draw to replace my card.
Yep.
And you're up.
Okay. So with that said, how many orcs are in this pile?
0.
Okay. So then that's perfect. I'm going to play the Wandering Monster card. So shuffle that up and deal a random one to the dungeon floor.
To the dungeon floor?
Yeah, it says put back into the dungeon.
So it could only get a threat card. It can't get a wound card, which is...
It says return 1 random card from the discard pile back to the dungeon.
Right, so it couldn't be a wound because wounds don't go to the dungeon floor.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
So, which that's a wound. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're just, again,
I'm assuming that's right.
Again, the rules in this game are by process of elimination.
Yeah. Because this should be the only thing that's dungeon, like you said. So, I don't know. Maybe it's right.
Unless beneficial actions go there, which I don't think they can.
Yeah.
And that's how we screwed up our first video.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I am going to try and heal, and I'm going to try and heal
the zombie.
This.
Yeah. Get rid of the cards with the symbol.
Missed.
Oh boy.
Oh. That's
wow.
bad.
Yeah.
All right.
So I might have to play this card, but mine also has a dungeon thing, which means I'm definitely going to be screwed.
Yeah.
What is Cloud of Dread? You need an extra skull die to defeat the Dread Warrior. I'm going to play this on myself because unfortunately,
I mean, there aren't any dreads.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to play it on myself because I don't want to play. This is going to make us lose that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just go at one of these and hope to get a skull.
Yep.
And let's see, you're going to play Dread Warrior. It doesn't really matter which one I go at.
It's
2 skulls.
You got it.
All right, let's get rid of it. And I draw.
Yep.
Okay. You're up.
Alrighty, so I'm up. So both of my cards are bad.
Yeah, so the Dread Warrior is easier for me to fight, but the zombie's easier for you to fight. Oh yeah, it's not though. So the zombie. So play the zombie fire.
But the problem is, if I play the zombie fire with a random card, that puts 2 things that have 2 already in play.
Wait, it does?
Yeah, because it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2. If I do this one, it's only 1 thing that we already have 2 of in play. That one. So I think I have to play this one. It's just better odds.
Orc and
melee. All right, so we didn't get there yet.
This card is not in play.
So
now you search for treasure.
Now I search for treasure, 100%.
And just don't want...
Don't want black shields.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, flip one.
Flip this one. Works.
2. Okay.
All right.
Hey, when you get rid of 2 is great.
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. Draw. Gosh.
Oh, man.
Oh, my Lord. That's rough.
So bad.
That's rough.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't take too many wounds, so I think I just have to YOLO.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, trigger.
Trigger. All right. So
there's 3 Dread Warriors. I get 1 too.
Yep. And now
these
all get shuffled back in the deck.
Yep. And then we believe you finish your turn.
Yes. I mean, it's got to be. It says, so again, in the rule book, it says, if at any time there are 3 identical threats active on the dungeon floor or in the active place, such as wound cards, the round is lost. Shuffle all active cards back into the dungeon deck, and each player takes a permanent wound marker and places it next to their hero tile. Keep in mind that this is the threats that must be identical, not the actual cards. So what they're saying is the symbols.
Yep.
It literally does not say anything after that.
Yeah. So I
And
think
they
you can
say
still
that
take
you-
an action.
I think you have to still take an action. You have to draw up to your 2 because it says you have to have 2 cards.
Correct.
So again, this is something we're just guessing on.
Yes.
So I'm going to take my action.
Which
I'm just going to try to heal.
agreed. 100%.
It's going to be almost impossible, but
It's not impossible. Well, yeah, there.
All
Yeah,
right.
0.
and then I'm going to draw a card.
Yep.
Ooh, all right.
That was
Good draw.
clutch. Good draws, right. All right. So my turn. I'm going to play one of these guys.
And flip one.
Flip a random. Don't be undead. Not undead. Oh. Well, that's weird. So what happens?
And this is, again, the problems we were running into this game. So,
yeah. Maybe just shuffle it back in and deal a different one.
If a threat card you play includes a door symbol, your hero has triggered the random encounter. Take the top card from the dungeon deck and immediately put it into play. If this causes you to lose the round, shuffle all active cards back in the dungeon deck, and each player takes a permanent wound marker. No clue what happens to this card. Maybe you just do what it says.
Maybe.
And then the card's just discarded?
Let's go with it.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
So you got a rust. It says you must discard 1 card from your hand into the discard pile.
Okay. But then I still only draw 1, even though, okay, whatever. We'll roll with it. It's fine. We're rolling with it. Then I am going to, I think I try and heal, and I'm going to try to heal this symbol.
Agreed.
Got it. All right.
And then draw a card.
Draw 1 card. Man, you gave us some bad cards.
And this is oh, it actually says after the action phase is completed, draw 1 or more cards from the dungeon deck, so you have exactly 2.
Okay.
So
there we go.
That's where the rust came in.
Okay.
All right.
But hey, it got rid of one of those other encounter cards, so that was okay with it.
Yeah. All right. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play Potion of Healing.
Yes.
Which my hero may remove 1 rune from any hero, including yourself.
Remove it from yourself.
Yeah.
So that way we can start taking on Dread Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I will.
It's easier for me to heal, so.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my action.
Yeah. I think what he was considering was removing one of these wound tokens, because cards like that are the only way that you can remove.
Yep, I'm just stuck with that wound token. But I don't want to be at a deficit against Dread Warriors the whole game.
Correct. Because especially since I've got one here.
All right.
Oh, got it.
Lucky, lucky.
Yeah, you needed doubles.
I need a double skull. Yep.
Right.
So
draw a card.
Draw a card. You might as well play it now.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to attempt to heal.
Wait, hold on. We got to do this first.
Oh, yeah, the random. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Correct.
Oh. Get out of town.
Oh.
Wow.
That got bad.
That got bad real fast.
All right. I'm still going to heal because then at least you could play. Oh, no. You can't even play that because.
Yeah, I could play the hunter.
No, because we're going to hit 3.
Oh, yes.
No matter what, we're going to hit 3.
So you have to.
So I have to try and go at one of these things. So,
well, let's see. So fire and orc are gone, but the rest of those.
Yeah, it would be dread and melee.
It'd
Maybe
be
it's
50-50 gamble.
Yeah. Okay. Search for treasure.
This is crazy.
Okay, we didn't fail at searching for
now
treasure.
You gotta find the right treasure. This is pretty fun.
Yeah!
That was a good one.
All right.
All right, doubles.
Okay, that was clutch.
Oh boy. That was so clutch.
Yeah, we might have blown out the compressor a little bit there. Sorry, guys.
This has also been a super hard deck. We've gotten a lot of the encounter cards.
Uh-huh, for sure.
All right, so it's my turn?
Yes. Oh, draw a card.
Yep.
Now it's your card. Now it's your turn.
I think I could afford to just play this wound.
I think so too.
And
you can play it on me. It's fine because you're gonna be taking care of my cards.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna play it on you.
Yep.
I'm gonna attack with the melee, so I just need 1 skull.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
And then draw.
Okay.
Oh, man, we've gotten so many of these.
Okay, so
either one.
No, this one, I think.
Yeah, that one.
Then I am going to attempt to go with this.
Yep. Heal.
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay.
Draw.
YOLO, I have no choice.
Yeah.
Okay, which we can't put that into play.
Well, I think maybe you just have to choose who it goes on to right at this point. That's how I would do it. I would just say you reveal and you have to choose who it goes on. Your hero may not heal during your action phase.
Yeah, I think maybe it does. I think maybe it does just go on somebody.
And it's going to go on you.
All right, yep.
Because if I can't heal, that's really horrible.
Definitely going on me. All right. So maybe that's how it works. When you any card you flip, either it's good or bad, you just get to use it.
Yeah.
That's got to be how it works.
It
Otherwise, it
seems
makes
logical.
no sense.
It seems logical.
All right.
We'll go with it.
We're gonna go at the Dread Warrior.
Sure. Missed.
Oh boy.
Congratulations.
Not good.
Yeah. Draw a card. Oh, we're out.
We're out of cards.
So at least we're close. So I don't have a choice because I have two of the same card.
Yep.
So that's going in. And I feel like I need to try and go at one of these things because you're gonna play the third one. So
yeah. You could. So Fireball's gone.
Yeah, but they're all gone aside from this.
Well, there's the trap.
Right.
And
I guess there's
and the sword. So you have a 2 to 3 chance of picking the right token.
1 out of 3 chance.
The one is right. No, 1 out of 3 to fail. 2 to 3 to get right. Because if you get the trap or the melee symbol. True. So right. Search for treasure.
Search for treasure. No black shields. No black shields. All right.
All right. Just don't pick the zombie. Pick the zombie, we're screwed.
Like knocked everything all over the place.
Yep. It's the tension. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Got the double again.
Yeah.
All right.
Search for treasure saving us.
Yeah, this is on me.
All right, so you can't draw any cards.
Yep.
So it's my turn.
Yes.
So I'll play a card. Nothing to put in play, which is fantastic.
Yes.
I'm going to go with the Dread Warrior.
Yep.
Got a skull. Goodbye. And then I can't draw anything, so my turn's done.
Yep. And play this. And I'm going to try and heal.
Go for it.
Missed.
Okay. I have nothing to play. I'm going to attack. Nothing. Your turn.
Try and heal. Missed.
Attack.
T-Rex's fight happening right now. Okay.
Got it. You're up.
Heal. Finally.
Yep. Attack.
Yep.
Got it.
So I think you have to heal that.
I have to heal that to win. So I just basically have to keep
you have to
rolling.
Oh! First shot!
First shot.
All right. So there you go. So
That's
that
how you
was
win.
a game. We got a little lucky there with our search for treasures.
So
for sure.
I think, playing it again, I think if you run into the situation where an encounter card reveals a card that doesn't go on the dungeon floor, you just have to play it.
Yeah.
So you put it on yourself.
I think that's the only way to do it.
Or if it's the beneficial card, you play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if if you lose the round, I think you still take your action.
I agree.
And then I think
you still draw.
Still draw up to your.
Up to the 2.
Because if you lost your round, would it? I guess
it's just possible that you might not have an action to take.
Yeah, it is possible if you lose the round, you just skip them both, and then the next turn you only go in with 1 card. You don't draw up.
It's possible.
That's the other scenario that it could be, but either way.
Because in theory, like your action choices, as we talked about, are attacking, healing, and searching for treasure. If there's nothing in the dungeon floor, you can't attack. Searching for treasure is usually not a good idea if there's nothing that you can potentially take off the board. So really the only action you have available to you is healing. I don't know if you can ever choose to skip an action.
I don't know either. And honestly, I don't know what a round is specifically.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't actually say in the rule book
it just
what
says
a
you
round
lose
is.
a round when you hit that threat threshold trigger.
It just says the round is lost.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the round means.
Yes.
So, great rule book, guys.
Yep. But that's okay. I think the way that we were playing it is probably the best way that you can. It's logical.
Yeah, we might be slightly off, and other people are guessing as well. If you go like on Board Game Geek and stuff, there's people talking about how this game should be played. But I think if you just follow the rules like we just did, it's a
and use your best guess.
It's actually a super enjoyable little
Yeah.
quick game. You played 20 minutes. And
There's some
jam a
tension
bunch
when
of
you get
games.
built up and you miss your die rolls.
Yeah, I'd be interested to play like a double party and see how that goes. Like
Yeah.
having a full party, each player play 2 or something.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm Gold Leader, she's Patronus, and we're signing out. We'll see you next week.